All set?
Yep.
All right. Well, let's jump right into it. You have 14 players have entered the transfer portal. Talk about one, the reasons of kind of what goes into that, and then obviously the last month, what it's been like from you at the head of a program to encounter this.
I think the conversation has to start with a year ago today. We had 7 rising juniors that were going to become seniors. We were Andre Gontos and Mike Van Unen decide to stay back. So now that puts that number to 9. And then we felt like there was 3 players that were going to become seniors or were 5th years in the portal. That makes that number 12. So just to start, I think we knew that there was going to be a big turnover this year. And we've talked about that. We're kind of moving the program forward. Um, so when you talk about the portal, 5 of those guys that are in there are part of that senior class, so they're graduating.
Mm-hmm.
There's some guys who wanted to play more, and there's some guys that are using the portal for what it's supposed to be used for, different opportunities, and there's a couple surprises. I think we're foolish if we think that this is an issue unique to us. It's not. There's first line players at a Big Ten school that made the tournament, first liners that are in the portal. There's NHL first round picks in the portal. And it's the portal's not all bad. Like that's the other thing. Like a year ago, we're 1 year removed from being 90 seconds away from a championship, and we had 10 players in the portal. And so for us, we felt like if we were trying to replicate that every year, trying to find the right pieces in you're just at the mercy of whoever enters the portal.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea for us was that we're going to start with our own and grow our own. And that's why literally 12 seniors out, 11 freshmen in. Like there's a correlation there. And are we going to be young next year? Yeah, but I love the guys in that room. I love them. I think they're incredible people. I think they're very good players. And we got a very good freshman class. And we're going to find some other guys in the portal. For us, there's no change in what our attitude is. It's for us, it's always anybody, anywhere, anytime. And that applies to right now as true as it's ever been. And, to be honest, I have a little feel almost like my first year when I came to Northern, how there was so much newness to it. I kind of got that feel again. And I'm really looking forward to coaching this team next year.
And those first liners you talk about are only the tip of the iceberg. Almost 300 players right now in the portal. And so now, from someone who has these spots vacated, and you obviously addressed that there are a lot of good that comes from that portal. How do you navigate that scene moving forward with the transfer portal process that has taken the entire country by storm? It is very much still being figured out by a lot of different coaching staffs.
Yeah, and it's an evolving world. I'm currently the president of the Coaches Association. I had a conference call or a Zoom call with the chairs of the leagues, and there was a comment made today. Well, what is it going to be like next year when there's no 5th year players?
Yeah.
How many guys are 5th year players? That's an unknown. We're still trying to figure this out as college athletics. Not just hockey. There's 69 Division I quarterbacks from Power 5 conferences in the portal. We're figuring it out.
Now you're speaking my language. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
we're working through it. Maybe there could be better communication. Well, it actually doesn't even matter because I say maybe there could be better communication with your 5th year players, but the 5th year players, there's not anymore next year. So
Yeah.
we're trying to sort it out.
And you talk about those 5th year players, people you and I familiar with the athletic landscape, that has become a commonplace for us ever since 2020 and COVID. But for maybe people outside of that sphere, maybe just expand on that and what exactly it means to be a 5th year player, and also why that's not going to be around anymore.
Yeah, in our sport, I call it 5th year. In some sports, it's 6th year.
Yeah.
Because they might redshirt on their own. Every player that was in college athletics during COVID, the COVID season, was awarded another year of eligibility. So now, instead of coming into college hockey and getting college athletics, you get 5 years to complete 4 seasons. Now you got 5 years to complete 5 seasons. And a lot of players are whether it's they're not ready for pro hockey, whether they're not ready to move on in life, whether they're not they feel like they have unfinished business. Multiple reasons.
Mhm.
They are exercising their right and their option of their fifth year of college,
Yeah.
and a lot of times that's at a different place than where they competed their first 4 years.
Mhm. Absolutely. And we've seen that trend, like you said, across multiple different sports. Now, you express your love for the guys currently in this room. You've still got a core group of returners coming back next year. What's the message like from you to them right now?
Like I feel like we have had we have our two we have two fifth year seniors.
Yeah.
So we have Van Unen and Colby Enns, and those guys are coming back as veterans, seasoned players. And then we have had, I feel like this is the third good recruiting class we've had in a row, and now some of those guys are going to become juniors. Our freshmen last year are going to take a step, and there's some guys who are just kind of coming, and there's going to be opportunity for role growth for them. If you think about a lot of the guys that are graduating and moving on, they played pivotal roles in our team. Now those roles are open, and it's these guys were recruited to fill some of those roles, and their time is now. So like college athletics is always changing, it's always evolving. Do you wish some things would have gone differently? Yeah, sure you do. Everybody does. But going forward with the group that I have in that locker room, I feel like this group is going to be as tight as any group we've ever had. Because of what we kind of went through, and because a lot of it too is outside perception. Perception that we're the sky's falling at Northern Michigan. I mean, the sky's not falling. Like we knew we were going to have a lot of turnover. We are prepared for the turnover. Did some things happen that you didn't see coming? Sure.
Mhm.
But that happens at every program all the time. And it's how you adjust from that and how you move your program forward. We're going to bring good people and good players into this program so that core group, if you're adding to that, we're bringing in great people. And that's at the core of it is where it all starts. You got to have great people. And are some guys going to play more than other guys? Yep, they are. But nobody's more important than the other person. It's a line I used to use. So you take out, you're playing chess. Okay, game's over. Okay, the knight and the king and the queen, then the rook, they all play different parts in the game, right? But when the game's over, they all go back in the same box. So we got to make sure that that's how we feel about our group. That at times some people are going to play more than others, but we got to grow our box, and we got to make sure that that we're in a great place moving forward. And I think we are.
And now you've got an opportunity to fill up that chessboard with a fantastic recruiting class, one that's been ranked as high as third in the country, and something that you just haven't seen this level of talent potentially coming into this program. Talk about that potential and what you see from this class that really excites you.
Yeah, I think the attention has gone away from how good of a recruiting class it is to some other things. I mean, there's going to be multiple NHL draft picks in this class. There's going to be multiple 20-plus goal scorers in the USHL. There's guys who are leading their league in scoring, their team in scoring. There's depth to it. There's some Michigan flavor to it. There's some European flavor to it. So, like you said, I mean, we have worked really hard, to get this class to where it is. And that's on the heels of two other really good classes. So,
Yeah.
I feel like our program's in a great place going forward. And, we need the guys in the room to lead the way. And I feel like they can. And these freshmen can come in and they can add to the depth of the group.
Absolutely. And when you talk about just the mass departures, because that is the number that stands out in everyone's head. As a coaching staff, when you have that number, you are prepared to leave. It also gives you an opportunity to prepare, like you mentioned earlier, to fill those positions. Talk about that process and how early, maybe for people not inside of the athletic world, that starts to happen and you start to have those conversations.
Well, obviously the big group, the 12, you got to replace.
Yes, of course.
I think in the past we may have carried a bigger roster than I would have liked, or maybe we should have. I think you probably need probably need 5 lines in 8D. We were carrying 10D. We were carrying, we had 18 forwards, so we had a whole extra line. Right where we currently sit, we're basically looking for 2 forwards and 1D. And a couple goalies. We need a
Yep.
couple goalies. But for guys who are skaters, we don't need 10 guys. We need 3 guys, and we have an offer to one out, and we have I have a meeting tonight with another one. And by the end of the day, we could need 1 player.
Yeah.
So it's just the misconception, and I don't even want to bring light to it, but like there was something that was going around social media that all our players crossed off. It isn't even accurate because there's guys on there that were crossed off that are coming back.
Yeah.
So it's just I think just sharing the vision of where we're at. Like we knew this was going to be a big turnover, because if we didn't, we wouldn't have 11 freshmen ready to come.
Of course.
Then you're in trouble. Like if you have a bunch of guys leave and you got 4 freshmen, now you're in trouble. The classes equate each other.
Yeah, and then talk about, to close it off, I mean, these next couple months, what is it about this program that excites you moving forward, and what are kind of the day-to-day operations? How does that change in the next couple of months now, or even could be much sooner than that, as you round out this class and really get things finalized?
Yeah, well, the guys are, once the season's over, there's a 2-week window where the guys are off. They need to be off.
Mm-hmm.
They need their bodies to heal. They need to rest. They're back in the weight room now. We're doing skill sessions twice a week. So that just started on Monday. So just not coaching, but skill sessions.
Yeah.
And basically for the guys, it's finish off strong academically, build that base for your summer training, and then start getting after it in your summer training. For the coaching staff, we're like, I think people look at college coaching and they think, okay, once the season's done, you're done.
Yeah.
That's not the case. We're always recruiting. We're always looking to tomorrow. We're always here for players. So for us, it's the day-to-day of trying to move the program forward. It's the day-to-day getting better. I think our league is wide open again. And the goal is to be playing in the last game of the year. And that's what we're shooting for.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time, Coach.
Thanks.
I appreciate it.